Good evening, folks. Welcome to this edition of Curveball Convos with your boys at Carolina Curveball. Braxton, it's just me and you tonight, brother. No Reed Tobin, no Colby Gallimore. But hey, man, we got a big weekend in preview. Lots of great matchups to talk about, as well as wrap up the midweek. Some great games in the midweek. But, sir, how is it going on this nice day? First day of the Masters. A tradition, not like any other.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, what a time to be alive. I love the Masters. That kind of does get the forefront this week, obviously, but there's baseball going on as well. I wasn't actually able to watch too much baseball. I had a busy week this week. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I've obviously been keeping up with the scores and stuff, but excited to get to watch some ball this weekend as we move into weekend play. But yeah, what a weekend of sports. I mean, the Masters is awesome. I was able to watch some of that a little bit today. But yeah, we got a big midweek slate that we'll talk about. And then obviously this weekend it continues on with conference play for most of these guys. So we're just starting to get here in mid-April almost, and this is when it gets serious, obviously. And field of 64 projections start coming out, RPIs getting looked at, things like that. So, and now that basketball is over, and then obviously the Masters will be done after this week, so it'll kind of the page will flip to baseball here soon enough. And I think there will be a lot of national spotlight on college baseball here in the next month or so.
Looking forward to it for sure. I mean, I think that once basketball ends, um, it's really when baseball just kicks it into high gear. I mean, nothing's like May, in my opinion. May of college baseball is my favorite time because it's crunching numbers, crunching RPIs, field of 64s every week, projecting where's your team going to go? Is your team going to host? Is your team going to make a regional? Is your team on the bubble? It's always amazing because, like, sometimes it doesn't even matter what your team can be projected or what's not projected because a team like Tulane in 2023 in the American who won what won like 14, 20 games, goes and wins the conference tournament and goes and plays in LSU. Granted, I don't think they scored a run that weekend, but hey, they made it. So
I think that's the beauty of our sport is just
yeah,
like there's no
I
shoe
agree.
in. There's
No.
no shoe in. We can do all the field of 64 projections we want, but a lot of these one bid leagues, anything can happen in that tournament, and a team can get. It's just about who's the hottest. So um, yeah, I always look forward to postseason play just because you just don't know what's going to happen, and that's why you see a lot of upsets in baseball. Anything can happen. We've seen them in midweeks all year long. We see them on the weekends even too. It's just the greatest sport for that reason. So
It is unbelievable. Before we get into the midweek, can we get an update on your Brian Harmon pick for the Masters?
yeah, not going well. I checked the I checked the leaderboard today, and I was like, fair enough. He did not have a
Hey,
good
Braxton,
Rory.
Braxton, it could be worse though. For those listening, watching, we do a fantasy master draft. Us boys kind of curveball. I took Bryson DeChambeau with the first pick overall, and he's 4 over in round one. So hey, Braxton, it could be worse. Your guy you took first overall. So
Yeah, I think I have Rose is my highest of anyone that I've picked, and he's I mean that's a guy that you would just love to see win it. I mean he's come close so many
oh
times
yeah,
and
oh
kind
yeah,
of taken the side, taken second
oh yeah.
place, and so hopefully he has a good tournament. I mean Scotty's going to be lurking around too, though. We know that he's going to be right there, so we'll see. It's only Thursday as well.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot can change just
Oh yeah.
tomorrow. So
And Braxton, my sub is Sam Burns, tied for first right now. Not on my team, just a sub. Just
oh,
disappointing, but
I
it is
picked
what
an
it
am-
is, folks.
I
Huh?
picked an amateur for my sub, and he's like 8 over. So
It's
right
fine.
there, right down there with
It's fine.
Harmon. Yeah.
It's fine. All right, folks. We'll start talking about what you came here for, and that is college baseball. Braxton, thank you for pulling up the midweek madness. If you're watching on YouTube, Braxton pulls up our graphics. If you're listening, I'll read it out to you. Want to run through these rather quickly. Braxton was unable to watch baseball, and I did go to the Wake Forest Coastal Carolina game with my lady in Durham. So I did watch that one, and I watched in the end of the ECU game on my phone as that was wire to wire. So we'll kind of run through these pretty quickly here, hit on a few. Elon at Gardner Webb. Gardner Webb wins 14-11. Braxton, I think this is a nice win right here before you go across the country to Washington
Yeah.
State. Just what bizarre. 14-11 win, won by field goal. Nice win for Chester's bunch. Speaking of football, I guess Presbyterian participated in Georgia's spring football game because Georgia wins 28-3. I mean, goodness. I mean,
Dude, I
goodness.
checked the score. This was like the first hour within checking scores, and I see a tweet. Presbyterian, all power to them. They tweeted the score. Like I give
I
them credit for
respect
that. It was like
it. I do respect it.
21-2 or something, and I read the inning. It was like the second or third inning. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. It's right.
That's just a tough day at the park.
Was Gunnar Stockton playing for the for the Dogs? Was he hitting bombs for him? App State, Braxton, 18-5 over UNC Asheville. Nice win for App State. Asheville, kind of a little bit of slump. And Braxton, Upstate, 18-11 win over Western. And we were talking about on the show. Colby said it on the show on Monday. Take the over in that game.
It's an auto. I mean, this is an auto pick from like I think I pitched it the last time these two teams played, and Upstate hit it themselves. But yeah, I mean, we knew we were going to get runs in this game, and I mean, we got a lot of runs in a lot of these games. That's what you see that a lot in midweeks, but especially between these two teams. I mean, this just always seems to produce a lot of runs. But I'm really happy that Upstate was able to get the season sweep over Western. I think we've talked about Western a lot. It's a great, really good ball club. So to beat them 2 times in midweeks and score a total of, I mean, they put up what 35 runs in between 2 games against Western. Like, that's a good sign if you're the Spartans. So hopefully they can continue it and put together a full weekend because that's what we've been looking for them.
Yeah, it is absurd for sure. We'll get into the Sun Belt, or geez, the Big South standings coming up later tonight when we do our preview. Duke at East Carolina. East Carolina gets their revenge over Duke and wins it 8-6. Coincidentally, ECU was up 8-6 in the 9th inning, and Duke won 9-8. If I'm pretty sure I'm right.
That's right.
Pretty sure I'm right about that one. But Braxton, Ryan Towers was lights out for them. No hits through five innings.
Wow.
No earned runs. Pretty ridiculous. They pulled him at I think 82 pitches, what I think is good because I mean he was missed the whole year last year, so I mean you don't want to overload a guy. But nice there for the Pirates. Then Ethan Rose comes in for the Pirates, who's been kind of reliable and does not record an out. 3 hits, 3 runs, and then a throwing error by Lashley puts up a 5 spot in an inning, and then ECU kind of has to claw their way back, and then Sean Jenkins comes and slams the door. And I think Cliff Godwin kind of learned his lesson from Jack Coombs of if you're up, putting your closer Sean Jenkins and close the game out.
Yeah, I think it was really good to see Jenkins just come in and shut the door if you're ECU, just because the way they've been playing it too over the last 5-game stretch. I mean, it's looking like they have a formula to win right now. They're beating good teams. I mean, they swept Charlotte. They beat Duke this week, and then who was it? UNCW last week.
They beat Wilmington. Yeah.
So I mean, that's 3 good teams right there, and they're starting to pick up winning baseball again, and I think that's really, really good for them because you're starting to see it. I mean, their record's showing now pretty good. Like it's starting to get more where you would expect it to be if you're ECU. Yeah. Thanks.
Shout out.
But yeah, really good sign for ECU. I think the last week. So hopefully that continues. They go to Tulane this weekend, right?
Tulane, yeah. And what I want to note here, you were saying 5 straight for the Pirates, 5 straight at home, in a 5-game homestand. So going to Tulane, that's been a house of horrors for them. And the last time they were there, they hit Trey Savage very, very hard, who is a World Series pitcher. So that place's been a house of horrors for them. I don't think they've won there since I was in college in 2019. So I was in college 2019. So it's been tough, Braxton. But 5-0 at home is good to get out on the road. So we shall see. Yeah. Did you have anything else, sir? You good?
No, just definitely where you want to be heading on into that road trip, like you said, 5 in a row. So hopefully it continues for them.
Yeah. UNC Wilmington at NC State. Braxton, should we touch on the brutal news for NC State?
Yeah, just come out today. It looked like there was first a report, I think, that Duden was not going to throw this weekend,
No. Mm.
and then there was a report that came out a little later, right, that he is done for the year.
Yes, I'll read it off to you. I'll read it off to you right now from Noah Fleischman. I don't know his name. NC State right-hand pitcher Jacob Duda is out for the season. Source confirms he will need Tommy John following arm discomfort after his 116 pitch outing against Notre Dame this past weekend. A big blow to the Wolfpack. And I texted Steven Igo this of Hoist the Colors. He follows baseball very, very close, even outside of ECU. He's just an absolute ball knower. He texted me a screenshot of his pitch count this season, Braxton. And we even talked about before the season, like the transition from reliever to starter. I mean, those are a lot more innings, a lot more pitches. Listen to this, Braxton. 68, 87, 104, 115, 103, 111, 114, 116. We can play this game now, like now that he has Tommy John. You shouldn't have done it, da da da. But I mean, I think first year starter coming out of that role, especially Braxton, we're just now in April. I mean, I can kind of understand that in the late months of April and May, but I mean, if you're a first year starter making the transition, Braxton, should you be throwing 100+ pitches in March?
Yeah, I mean, that certainly is going to be looked at, and there will be some blame there, I think. But injuries are part of the game. I don't want to put it all on the coaching staff, but I mean, it's certainly something that you wouldn't have expected them to be throwing him that many
No.
pitches. Obviously he started, I think, every weekend for them,
Yes,
and
he did.
I didn't realize he was throwing that many pitches, but I knew he was going outing after outing with length, like 7 innings usually. He was a big strikeout pitcher, so he's obviously got good stuff, and it's just a big blow if you're NC State. I mean, he was a staple in that rotation right now, and that's kind of exactly what you wanted for him to swing to that starter role and just kind of become dominant on the weekend rotation. And he was doing that. I mean, he was really, really good for them all year. They've obviously got Marone, who's borderline All American, um, on Friday nights, and I mean, it's going to be an uphill battle now that you're down a big right-handed arm like that. I mean, obviously you've got Hemrick that's been throwing in the midweeks, who's been doing pretty good. Maybe you slide him to the weekend. You've got Consiglio, another left-hander. But I mean, that's 3 left-handers you've got there, and I mean, you've got guys like Heath Andrews and some other righties that have thrown well. I think Ryder Garino. But this is a huge, huge blow. I mean, especially with his experience too. Like he's been around for a few years now. I mean, he's been around since we've been doing curveball. I know he had
Yeah.
the one year where he kind of was not as dominant last
Last
year.
year. Last year, because
But
his freshman year was our first year in 24, where he was an
mm,
All-American reliever.
yeah, just I mean, I feel for the kid too. Like he's
Yes.
probably, he was on his way to getting drafted this year
Oh
probably,
yeah,
and I
for
mean, he's
sure.
still good for sure. I'm not going to say he won't, but that's definitely going to hurt his value a little bit. And those pitch count numbers, I mean, that doesn't lie. That tells a story for sure.
It's not good for sure. And Braxton, they did get the win over
Yeah.
Wilmington, which is good. They
I was
host
keeping up
Duke.
with this game a little bit. This was a tight game.
It was.
Sherman Johnson had 2 home runs. I do know that, and they just kind of took over. I think Ty Head hit his 10th as well. So like, they've got some big swings out of some guys, and they coming off the sweep last weekend, and they're able to win this close ball game against Wilmington. A lot of momentum, and then obviously you get the injury news today, but you've got a big one against Duke starting tomorrow that you've got to just kind of forget about what's going on, in the training room and get ready
Yeah.
to play tomorrow. So keep that momentum if you're NC State. But yeah, I mean, like you said, just tough news today.
Yeah, tough. And I mean, tough stretch here for NC State. I mean, they host Duke this weekend, and then they go to Greenville on Tuesday. And that
Yeah,
has never been, and that's always a tough task for the Pack to go down to Greenville and win. So, looking up for them and Braxton Wilmington, man. I mean, Wilmington has just kind of been kind of lulling recently. I mean, you
yeah.
lose the series to Stony Brook. The week before, did they drop their series or hold
No,
on?
I believe they won their series. You can double check me on that,
I'm
but
about to pull it up right now,
they've
actually.
lost their last 2 midweeks. I think last 3 maybe even because they lost to
Yeah.
State. They got beat by State twice, and then obviously ECU twice, so maybe even 4. Um, but they've been playing really well on the weekends outside of last weekend. They
Yeah.
go to Bowie's Creek this weekend, so that's a big one. That they're going to have to find a way to play really, really good brand of baseball if they're going to take that series from Campbell.
Wilmington beat William & the week before.
Yeah,
So Wilmington right now sits at 8-4 in the
8-4. Yeah,
CAA, 9-13 in the conference. So I mean, Campbell's sitting at 14-1 in
yeah.
the South.
If Campbell wins, if Campbell is able to sweep, let's just call it this weekend against UNCW, I mean they're going to run away with the league.
Unless something unforeseen happens.
I
I
know,
don't
but like
think so. But
they've
yeah,
dominated everyone. Like
if
they've
they're seven, if they wake up Monday morning 17-1 in the CAA, I don't see anyone touch them. I agree. I
and
agree. Especially you sweep the second place team.
yeah,
I mean, you could just run away with it without a doubt.
Campbell does lose their midweek, which we'll talk about here in a second.
True.
Which was a bit of a shock to see that score.
Yes, it was. Davidson 8-3 win over Queens.
Yeah.
Good. Davidson's won.
I was impressed with their series win last weekend. And now, they come a little in city battle in Charlotte with Queens and come out on top. That's not an easy game. I know, obviously it's a game you expect to win, I would think, if you're Davidson, but you got to go out there and do it, and they do. So good for them. Citadel as well. Impressive win.
Correct. Citadel impressive win over Charleston Southern.
Actually, impressive 2 wins. They won yesterday too against Winthrop. Good week for Citadel.
Wow, shocking to them for sure. A&T versus High Point. Was A&T up in this game?
This was a tight game. This was at the Rockers. Like I did see something on this game. I know it was tight. I think it was like 1-1 or 2-2 late, and then Christian Smith, I think, hits a walk off to take it for the Panthers. So shout out to him. I think he was injured, I think, but he was not playing for a while, and he had just come back this weekend. And he gets a walk off in this game. So yeah, A&T's been playing a lot better ball too. I mean, I know they've kind of been a rough start of things, but they've played a lot better ball. I think they kind of like avoided the sweep a couple of times, where like that's big when you're not getting swept and you're just kind of trying to find a way to win games. That can be huge down the stretch. Obviously, they don't get the win in this game, but they competed hard, and it's good to see.
I agree. And Braxton, UNCG at Campbell. I mean, I would love to see the DraftKings odds on this game, especially the run line for this game. UNCG wins 11-4 at Bowie's Creek too. Braxton, what went on here? Do you know, sir?
I do not. I did not see anything from this game, to be honest. I just saw the score and was like, whoa. So, if anyone knows, let us know what happened. But I mean, I can go back and look at the box score. I haven't, but I imagine that UNCG just kind of jumped on them early and took it to them. So credit to them.
Credit to them for sure. Wofford 7-4 over Georgia State.
That's a good win. That's kind of an underrated win there.
Correct. I agree. And I like this Wofford reassurance from last year. I mean, they're starting to come into form to their 40-win ways. Wake Forest at Coastal Carolina in Durham. Braxton, I printed out the box score. The official attendance says 1,059. I don't think there was 100 people there, so I don't know if the ticket scanners were just spamming the tickets when they would scan. Because Braxton, I sent you a picture. I didn't expect a big crowd in Durham, but it was the most intimate, high level baseball game I've ever been to. Because I mean, Wake Forest Coastal, 2 regional teams, and it was like I heard everything Schnall was saying to the umps. I heard everything
cool.
Tom Walter was saying. It was pretty cool, and it was a really, really good baseball game. It was a pitcher's duel. Duncan Marston for Wake Forest. Really just kind of battling, hung in there. He pitched 4 2/3. He had 7 hits, but only 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, and 2 walks. He had 99 pitches, 1 shy of 100. I mean, he was just battling. And then for Coastal, it was kind of an all hands on deck approach. You had Appleman, Bosch, Kane, Richardson, and then Ryan Lynch came in the 9th inning. And I mean, As soon as I saw Ryan Lynch trot down from the dugout in the 8th inning when Colts was up 2-1, I said, "Oh, it's over." I said,
Yeah.
"Wake is." I was like, "Wake is not about to score." But something interesting, Braxton, Coastal Carolina, they had the bases loaded so many times. They were 1 for 16 with runners in score position. 1 for 16, and they had, and I don't think this is wrong because I was watching it. You can even ask my girlfriend. Coastal stole 8 bases on Wake. They were testing the living snot out of Jimmy Kennan, and he did not have some good throws to second at all. But I mean, what's his name? Jordan Taylor for Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
There were 2 instances he stole second and then third back to back. Just
Really?
like stolen back, and I was sitting there like, oh my gosh. But
They couldn't
he
get him
was
in.
left on. But he was
Yeah.
left on base 5
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, they
And
couldn't
I
get him.
and I swear he was left on third 4 of those times, and I'm not joking because he would get on with no outs or 1 outs. But I mean, solid. But I mean, if you're Wake Forest, you can't really hang your hat because this Coastal team is so good. And then I mean, Coastal just figures out a way to win, Brex. I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin Small. I mean, they just legit. This was just a grinded out
Yep.
like telephone booth boxing match, and just Coastal just outlasted them, Braxton.
I mean, it goes back to what I said last week about like as soon as I see Coastal want to pick them, I just put them down and move on because
Yeah.
it's just that it's just in their DNA right now. And Wake's a great ball club. Like
Yes.
if you would have told me before the game that Coastal goes 1 for 16 with runners in scoring position, I would say Wake boat races them. But I
Yes.
mean, their pitching and their defense is just so elite. They find ways to manufacture enough runs to win the game. It's not always a 10 spot, but their offense can certainly do that as well. Like they're very dynamic in what they do, and like you said, Schnall and this staff, these players, they just find ways to win games. And ultimately, I think that they are going to be back in the thick of things here come May. Like they are just inevitable right at this point, and
I agree.
they're just going to be tough to beat. Like I don't care who you are. They as long as and they're only going to get healthier too. Like we haven't even thought about the likes of the guys that are going to be coming back. Like obviously Carbone's not, but Fluky. I mean, we haven't even heard that name all year, other than when he got hurt. Like as soon as those guys get back, and I think is it Trace? Is he out for the year? The hitter.
I
Trace
cannot.
McMillan? I
I
know he's
cannot.
hurt too, but I mean, if he comes back at some point late in the year too, which he's probably not, but I think he broke
Yeah.
his knee or something. But I mean, it's just scary, like this Coastal team, and we love it too. Like I love that they're good again because it's just like nationally so much better for us, and just getting that exposure because. I mean, I don't know about you, Kason, but like I don't want to go a year. I don't want. I know it's going to happen at some point. Like I'm not oblivious, but like I want there to be a Carolinas team in Omaha every year.
Oh
And
yes, and,
we've
and
luckily had that both years, and I hope to. And we had obviously what was it, State Carolina, and then last year was Coastal,
Coastal.
and so like
Braxton. I don't think that's a ridiculous ask to have a
I,
Carolina team.
it's not, but I just like it's gonna happen at some point. There's gonna be a year where we don't get one in. Like, come on,
You don't
it's
believe
gonna,
Queens? You don't believe Queens?
well,
Queens in the
I
next
mean,
20 years?
no disrespect to Queens, but I don't believe they'll be in Omaha anytime soon. It takes time, right? Like
Yeah.
Coastal hasn't been to Omaha since 2016, and they're an elite program year in year out. Like, and then obviously, I'm saying aside from last year, obviously, but yeah, I mean, it's just I'm so glad that you got to go to that ball game because like you
Yeah, it
got
was
to
great.
see two really good teams just kind of go to battle, and there wasn't that much like it was on TV, which was crazy, but like I don't know. It just kind of went under the radar a little bit. Like it wasn't. I don't. I feel like you said, there wasn't a lot of people there. It wasn't
Correct.
very well watched. But like, what a
It
great ball game to see.
it had I was trying to describe it to my girlfriend because it was her first ever college baseball game, and she was and like I told her, I was like, this is not the best college baseball game for you. It's a great game, but like
Yeah,
Braxton, like I've been to a lot of baseball games. I've been to a lot
right.
of fall ball. It honestly felt kind of like a scrimmage because it was quiet, no crowd. There was no, they didn't
There was no
have like,
UNC ECU over there.
no,
Yeah,
no, no. It was. it was very quiet, very intimate, but
Yeah.
like it was just like great baseball, and like it was, and like just like I said,
Yeah.
it was just like a 12 round boxing match, just back and forth. And Braxton, the Wake Forest bullpen only allowed one hit the rest of the game, and then Coastal still wins 2-1. I mean, it is just. I mean, Coastal is just so good. Coastal is ridiculous. I mean, you steal 8 bags too
I'm shocked
against
you
that
didn't steal a
team.
run, but when you go 1 for 16 with runners in scoring position, that's a big reason why you don't. So that's a credit to Wake's pitching too. I mean, they've been phenomenal
Yeah.
all year. So
I also want to say I've seen Blake Barthel play so many times in person. He's one of the best, if not the best, defensive second baseman I've ever seen in my entire life. The plays he makes is just ridiculous.
yeah, that's what I'm
I mean,
saying.
he
Their
is.
defense is an underrated kind of asset on that team. Like they play balls to the wall defense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. College. That was a really good conversation about Wake and Coastal.
Yeah.
Could see them meet again in the postseason
Yeah.
for sure. Would be an awesome meeting. College of Charleston at South Carolina. Hey, how about the Cougars? The
Yeah.
Cougars finally do the Cougars do something big, and Tobin's not here to talk about them.
Yeah.
Big win for them down there. It was tied 4-4 in the ninth, correct?
Yeah.
And then they take the lead.
Yeah, I think it was Plyler had the big
Yeah.
hit. But did you see Tyler backswing?
Yes.
That ball, I mean, for him to go the other way, it was like an 80-mile-per-hour off speed. It might have been a changeup off speed away, and he just took it out. I was shocked that he had that kind of juice. That kid has been playing really good. I just wanted to give him a quick shout out because I saw that swing and I was very impressed.
Yeah.
But also very impressed with this Charleston team. I mean, they took it to Winthrop last week, and they avoid the sweep on Sunday against a good High Point team, which was, that's a good win. I know you don't win the series, but you get a good win against High Point. You carry it right over into Founders Park, and you go there and beat an SEC opponent. I know it's South Carolina; they're last in the SEC, but like that's a good win if you're College of Charleston.
It is a fantastic win, and South Carolina's playing it right now. Braxton, do you have a score update? Do you have a score update?
I do not. Let me go
No,
to the. Let me go
no
check.
worries.
Gardner Webb's playing right now too.
Gardner Webb is playing right now too. That's
Right here, I got it right here. So South
Diamond
Carolina.
app.
Yeah. South Carolina is up. They're on ESPNU, so I will be tuning into that after the show. 3-1 South Carolina in the fifth, and then Gardner Webb. Oh, Gardner Webb lost 3-2 to Wazoo, so that game's over. That game ended quick.
Yeah, I'll say that game started at what time?
I thought it was starting at 7 Eastern. Maybe they started at 6, but it was 3-2 Wazoo, 8 hits on each side, 3 errors for Wazoo, but they get the win 3-2. So
You sure it wasn't 4 p.m. Western time and maybe 7
maybe it was.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been 7 p.m. here, no?
You're right.
Well, I mean, still, either way, it
cow.
says it's over. So
I literally just said 4 p.m. Oh my god! Oh my gosh, that's
right.
nuts.
Time zones are hard. Just like
Time zones.
like part of my take says.
Yeah, swear. Good pull. Charlotte continues. They're kind of lull here. They travel to Woodard comes home to North Carolina, and North Carolina wins 8-4. Braxton, touch on Charlotte first, then wrap it up with Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I did not get to see any of this game, to be honest with you. So I have not
No worries.
looked at how it played out, but I mean, Charlotte has been on a bit of a skid here. Obviously, they lose at the weekend to ECU. They get swept. An opportunity to bounce back here against a very good ball club in Boshamer Stadium. I think it was like 8-1, and they scored 3 more there to make it 8-4. So kind of got beat up a little bit, but it is what it is. If you're Charlotte, you've got to move on and get back into conference play with a positive weekend here. I think they play Rice at home, so like definitely an opportunity there to kind of right the ship and make it right here and get back in the winning side of things in conference play, because you're going to need to. You're going to need to go into, we talked about it last show. Like I think they're probably out of the at-large picture as of right now. I mean, that could change quickly if they just go on a tear, but like if you had to guess, if you did a predicted outcome of the rest of their games, like they probably aren't going to be getting an at-large bid. But I think if you get hot at the right time and you go into the American tournament playing your best ball, healthy as you can be. I think if you're Charlotte, you got to believe that you can win that tournament because you certainly can. I think they're good enough to. I've been high on them all year, and I wasn't able to watch this game, but they've had on both sides of the ball, they've had performances that can be encouraging for them. So I'm not out. I'm not totally out on Charlotte yet. I think that they still can be a regional team. I do believe that. It's going to be tough. I mean, you're playing UTSA, ECU, probably the top two dogs right now in that league. So, and then as far as the Carolina side, good to see them take care of business here at home against Charlotte. They obviously have a big week coming up. You've got Clemson on the road, who, I mean, I anticipate that'll be some good crowds. I think Clemson will show out for this series. There's not a lot of love between those two programs, I wouldn't say, in terms of, just being an ACC foe for many years now in all sports. And, this should be a really good series. It was borderline going to be on our pick 'em, but I just thought everyone would probably pick Carolina, so I kind of left it off. But I think Clemson can win the series for sure. I think, honestly, I may even pick them to win the series just because I think there's going to be some ruckus crowds out there. I think they're going to play some of their best ball under Coach Backett that they played all season. And I know we're kind of jumping the gun here on the preview, but it just got me thinking. But nonetheless, a good win for Carolina. We can wrap up the midweek. But what are your thoughts on those two squads?
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna jump the gun here too and do my prediction. Forbes ain't going down to South Carolina to lose.
Oh, absolutely not.
I just don't see that. But Charlotte, I mean, hey, you have a massive win over South Florida in the American, so you have something on your resume. You're 3-6 right now. You're 18-14. You've lost 4 straight. I mean, I don't think the world is ending. I definitely think that if you would have let's be real, Braxton. I think if Charlotte wins that Friday night game versus ECU and they're up 7-2, that changes everything. That changes absolutely everything. I don't think ECU scores 11 runs in the first inning on Saturday, and you could make the hypothetical point that Charlotte could win that series if they close out that game on Friday night. And let's just say that I think that was a season-defining series. And Braxton, I have the schedule pulled up here. So they got Rice coming up at home. They have Clemson at home with Charlotte. Then yikes. Then after Clemson, they go to UTSA and they host Campbell at home. That's not ideal. You go to Florida. You go to Florida Atlantic. Stay on the road at Liberty, Tulane, Campbell again, at UAB, who's number 1 in the American right now at 7-2.
They had to go to Greenville, to San Antonio, and to Birmingham.
And yes. And they went to Wichita and dropped the series with Wichita.
Man, we didn't really look at that too close. How tough of an American schedule they had.
Brutal run, but Braxton, I mean, you can look at it two ways. If they win out and win these series, I mean, you could maybe get an argument for on the bubble. I would definitely say you're an at large, but I mean, you can write your own story here, and I think it's kind of like we said, Braxton. Like, it's twofold. Of like, you can look at it of, oh my gosh, this goes so hard, or you can look at it back and say, hey, they have the opportunities to make up the ground that they lost.
I think they need to win these midweek games too. Like, obviously, one passes you by here, but you got Clemson. If you beat Campbell, if you find a way to beat Campbell, that's huge.
You got Campbell twice.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some midweek opportunities in there for them too that they're going to want to take. So, yeah, it's interesting. It was a good start to the season for Charlotte. Kind of hit a mid-season skid here, but that's baseball, man. Like, it's going to be ups and downs, and we'll see how they respond here. It starts this weekend against Rice, though.
100% agree. Rice sitting at 4-5 in the American at 20-14, a much improved Rice squad from past years.
Yeah,
and that'll do it for the midweek preview. We're now going to get into one of my favorite portions, the preview of the weekend. I love predicting and previewing the weekend. The first one, as we noted, Gardner-Webb just dropped one to Washington State. I looked that one up. Washington State baseball. Do you know anything about Washington State baseball?
Dude, when I saw that on the schedule this week, I was like, "What in the world?" I didn't know. I don't know. I think
Washington
it's Mountain
State.
West.
Yes, Yeah, they're in the Mountain West. Even though it still says Pac-12 on their website, Washington State's 15-17 overall. Not too bad.
Yeah, they have a similar record to Gardner Webb, so I did notice that.
Washington State has 16 home runs on the season.
Oof.
That's not good. Their team batting average is 261, so that's not ideal for at all.
Yeah, we'll
But
see how the series goes. It's kind of a weird one. But hey, an opportunity for your kids at Gardner Webb to go out west and play a different style of baseball. I think I did notice when Winthrop went out west, like they kind of Coach McGuire and some of them were talking about like they wanted to plan that trip to kind of just see a different style of baseball, that West Coast style, and I think that's good for like some of these big South teams that are going out there. You know, that's a completely different style out there. Like
oh yeah,
I think it's really good for teams to kind of take that step and just maybe go out and challenge your team a little bit. Like say, hey, like we're gonna go out to California, we're gonna go out to Washington and play these teams and just see what we can do.
I 100% agree, man. South Carolina at Missouri.
Yep, the granddaddy.
The granddaddy of them all, the SEC championship, folks.
ESPNU tonight, fellas.
ESPNU. South Carolina sitting at 2-10. The SEC. Missouri right above them at 3-9. Tennessee right above both of them at 4-8. I mean, goodness gracious. Also, if you did you see that Tennessee LSU game where the guy hit 4 home runs in a game?
Yeah, it's the most home runs that anyone has ever hit in a game for LSU in program history. Aaron Beatty or whatever his name is.
Yeah, insane. And just think about the guy. And just think about the guys that have come to that program.
That's what I'm saying. That's just. I mean, dude, you know how hard it is to hit 2 home runs in a game? Like 4. There's only one guy that I remember ever doing that, and that's Josh Hamilton.
Shout out
in the league.
Shout out. And do you know what's in like I also think it's crazy because you can also look at what the Giants are doing right now in MLB. I mean, was it a lose-lose for both parties? Would you say, or is it too early to make that call?
For who?
Tony and Tennessee.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, it's too early to tell. I think like I want to see what Tennessee's able to do in the postseason. I want to see give it some time for Tony V in the bigs. It's not gonna work right away. Like,
do you think
the bigs is so different? Like, it's just so different to me. Like,
do you think the players like him?
I think so. Like, I think they respect him and what he's done. I mean, it's the first time it's really ever happened, right? Like, you just don't really see. I mean, obviously, there's guys that have coached at the college level that eventually work their way into big league managers, but like straight up making the swap it's never really happened before. So I think it's just kind of one of those things that you kind of have to let play out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like I certainly think that like if he for some reason just had a change of heart or got fired tomorrow, like Tennessee would take him back overnight.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%.
So like
without a doubt.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Like I think he's set on what he wanted to do, and obviously Tennessee's not as good right now. But like they've been really unlucky too. I think they've lost on
yes.
They
lost. Didn't they lose all 3 games of Vanderbilt on walk-offs?
Walk-off hits, yeah.
Yeah, insane. By the way, gosh, what was I about to say about Tony? Forget about it.
I like Tony.
Yeah, I like. That's what I'm saying. I think for Tony is like, what else did you have to accomplish in college baseball? You won a national championship, and like, if you win a World Series, I mean, you're in a one-on-one conversation. So I get it. Yeah, you're in a one-on-one conversation. All right, back to the Carolina. Shout out, Tony. UNCG at Northern Kentucky. Interesting series here. Northern Kentucky 13-18 overall here. Darren, while you were talking, I looked up some Northern Kentucky things. Northern Kentucky's team batting average is 240. That's not very good. So I honestly could see UNCG going down and beating the Norse.
Yeah,
very interesting name.
What conference are they in?
Pretty sure they are in the. They not in The Horizon League. Horizon.
So that's Wright State's league.
Right. Wright State runs that town, and Oakland, and
Yeah,
Youngstown State.
Wright State's running that league. They've run it for years.
Northern Kentucky ends the season versus Elon and the USC Upstate.
Oh, you're right there. Wright State has a losing record, but I think they're going to win that conference.
Yeah. The next one is St. Bonaventure at Davidson. St. Bonaventure, bottom of the league, 9-21, 3-9 on the season in the A10. Davidson 6-6, 15-15. The definition of average. So I can see Davidson getting a nice win here, and then another big one, Braxton.
Oh yeah,
one that I have circled.
I will be watching this.
Mercer at Western Carolina. Western Carolina 3-3 in the conference. Mercer's 4-2. Mercer's 25-8. Western is 20-14. Braxton. I mean, if you look at this conference right now, Braxton, I mean, I think this is my favorite mid-major conference because you got Wofford at 5-1, you got ETSU at 6-3, Mercer 4-2. The Citadel, who's frisky, at 3-3 and 16-16. That's pretty funny too. Western at 3-3, 20-14, and then Sanford, who's normally been at the top of this league, at 2-4, 14-17. Kind of a down year for them, Braxton. But
yeah,
I mean, Wofford, ETSU, Mercer, Citadel, and Western. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath until June.
I mean, this is a huge weekend for the SoCon. I mean, you look at that one below too, Citadel at Wofford.
Yeah,
that's borderline pick'em too.
Yeah.
Mercer, Western Carolina. I mean, that's 1, 2, 4, and 5 in the league going at it, and this is a league that's currently separated by like a couple of games, like
by hairs.
Yeah, so like, and they haven't played as many conference games as other leagues yet, but like it'll play out. And I think we talked about Mercer a little bit last week when they played the Citadel or whenever that was. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago, but like that's a ball club that's been very impressive. I mean, they went out to Oregon State, played a series against the Beavers. They've kind of been running this league a little bit to say per se, but we know that Wofford's going to be good. We know that. I mean, we've been high on Western, like you said. Citadel is frisky. ETSU always plays really well in that tournament too. And then Sanford maybe a bit of a down year, but maybe they get hot. I mean, you just never know. And then VMI had a great start to the season, even at the bottom there.
VMI 24-8, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Like they think they led the league or led the country in steals, like they have a couple years ago. Like it's a good league. So the SoCon's up, just like the Big South is up right now, and it's great for us. So definitely a big weekend to watch to keep an eye on the SoCon, and especially in those two series.
And VMI has always got dudes. Wake Forest is Boston Torres.
Did he play the other night?
Oh yeah, he played.
How do you look in the box? You look pretty good.
Oh yeah, he got the only hit in the last 5 innings for Wake Forest.
I haven't been able to see much of him. I need to watch more Wake.
Yeah, very, 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 very interesting there. The next one, Citadel, Wofford. We touched on it there. UL Monroe at App State. Pull up the Sun Belt standings here. UL Monroe sitting at 19-15, 7-5 in the Sun Belt. App State 5-7, 17-14. App State on a 3-game win streak. UL Monroe on a 1-game win streak. Braxton. App State can definitely pick up some ground here in the Sun Belt with a win here. There's a logjam in the middle. You got Arkansas State at 6-6, South Alabama 6-6, James Madison 6-6, Troy 6-6, Marshall 6-6. So you got kind of a logjam here, and if you can take this series and win 2 out of 3, you can kind of jump a few teams here.
Yeah, like you said, App on that 3-game win streak after taking the series against Marshall, and then which kind of got them back into the thick of things, and then they get the midweek blowout of Asheville. So they can carry that right in. They're at home again against a beatable UL Monroe team. I mean, I know they're solid. They're 7-5 in league play, but I think if you're App here, you're confident you can go get another series here and kind of work your way up those Sun Belt standings a little bit.
100%. Campbell hosting Wilmington. Braxton discussed this one earlier. This is the big one. Campbell at 14-1 in the South. Wilmington 8-4 in the South Division. 19-13 for Wilmington. 21-11 This is going to be interesting. Both teams coming off a loss in the midweek. UNC Wilmington's not too much of a shock as Campbell's was to UNCG, but Braxton, we'll see. I don't want to submit my pick here just yet because I don't know. Maybe this Wilmington squad can be a little frisky and maybe get 2 out of 3 here. But
Yeah,
Campbell, man, it's hard to bet against them. And then what
yeah,
they did Tuesday kind of creaked the door open a little bit.
yeah. Maybe. I'm high on Wilmington as well. I mean, obviously, as of late, they've not been as good, but I think I'm higher on Campbell. I mean, I just think that, especially at home, I think if this was in Wilmington, I would maybe consider. But I think Campbell's offense is a little bit better, and I know UNCW's pitching has been very good, but I think Campbell will be able to out hit them here. Um, Now, I don't want to call this a must-win series for Wilmington because they do play them again in Wilmington a couple weeks from now. But I think if you want to keep pace, like you look at Monmouth still ahead of you, Northeastern still ahead of you by a game. Campbell, I mean, if you let them win this series, like we talked about, like they're going to kind of run away with it. So I don't want to say it's a must win, but it's a must compete if you're Wilmington. Like you got to be in these games and give yourself a chance to win the series in Bowie's Creek.
Yeah, they have a 6 game lead right now.
Yeah,
I mean, they can legitimately Braxton make it 9,
right.
and we're going
Talking
in.
about on Wilmington.
Yes, correct. Yes, and like it's going to be April 12th. You have a 9, and they have a 9 game lead. I mean,
I
there's
mean, it
not
depends on
that
who
much.
Monmouth's got too, because if they can keep pace. Let's see, Monmouth plays Towson, so they'll probably win that series. Because Towson is what 4-11, so
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. We've been waiting on these two though to match up. I don't want it to
Oh
take
yeah.
because Wilmington's not been as hot. I don't want it to take anything away from the series. Obviously, it's on Flow Sports, so
Oh yeah. Don't don't
keeping
don't
up with
even
this
mention that,
game.
please. Don't even
Maybe,
mention that, please.
yeah,
God, that's just absolutely demoralizing.
yeah,
Charleston Southern at USC Upstate, Braxton Upstate. Up and down season for them, sitting at 17-17. Six.
yeah.
What's up with all these teams being?
Dude, I don't know.
What's up
You
with all
got
these teams being
500.
legit 500? This is nuts. Upstate 6-6, 17-17, and Braxton they're 5-5 in the last 10 to put the cherry on top of things. But Braxton, I think this is a good opportunity versus a Charleston Southern team. Also, a good opportunity for them. Charleston Southern sitting at 5-4, third in the conference right now, 20
Yeah,
and 11 overall. Charleston Southern 17-4 at home, and they're 3-7 away. But
yeah,
Braxton, listen to this. Upstate's only played 10 home games this season. They're 7-3 at home, and they're 9-14 on the road. So I mean, 14 of their 17 losses are on the road, and I think winning on the road is hard in any sport, whether
oh,
you're
yeah,
in the NFL, the NBA, college baseball, or whether you're in middle school or t-ball playing across the park. It's hard. So I think Braxton, if they can pick up some momentum at home, pick up some games at home, you have a good opportunity here. And
yeah,
Braxton, I mean, if they sweep Charleston Southern here, and they're nine and
90.
six, they're 9-6 in the conference, and let's say that High Point stumbles this weekend with Radford, who has been better of late, as well as if Winthrop somehow trips up versus Presbyterian,
Yeah,
and down the line, Braxton Upstate is setting themselves in real nice position.
yeah,
They've they've kind of been just kind of lurking in the grass, just kind of up and down roller coaster. But if you strike at the right time, Braxton, and they start picking up games late, they can be right where they want to be.
yeah. I mean, they're the reigning champs, right? Like they should have confidence, and this is just kind of a PSA to Upstate right now. Like it's go time, right? Like this is the series that you need to turn this season around and put together a full week. You win your game against Western. You've got Charleston Southern, like you said, they've struggled on the road. You've been hot at home, so let's go take it, right? Like if you pass Charleston Southern this week from fourth, you go from fourth to third in the league. You're gonna be breathing down the neck of High Point, who you've already swept, or you've already beat them in a series, and then you've got Winthrop later down the season that that's going to be fireworks with the connection between those two programs. So just really excited for the opportunity for them this weekend. But I'm sure Charleston Southern will be very excited for the opportunity as well to go to Spartanburg and try to get a series win. So I will be watching this for sure. Hoping for the best for my Spartans.
Speaking about being excited for the opportunity, Charlotte hosting Rice. Rice having a resurgent year, 20-14 this year. 4-5 in the league. Charlotte at 3-6 in the league. Charlotte was 3-3 after the series win over South Florida, who's 4-5. So nice opportunity here for Charlotte. We touched on Charlotte already. Good opportunity here. If you can pick up some home wins, it can take you places. North Carolina at Clemson. Braxton, this is a big one. Pulling up the ACC standings right now. North Carolina sitting in third at 11-4, at 28-5-1. Gosh, it never stops bothering me. And then Clemson, Braxton, towards the bottom at 4-8, 22-12 overall. They are 4-6 in their last 10, but they are on a 2-game win streak, which is good for them because they were at 20-12. Braxton, it's kind of interesting to see Clemson in this territory with Stanford and Cal at the bottom of the ACC. Yeah. But Braxton, as we have said all night with all these teams, I mean, the opportunity's there, and they are in the ACC. They have Eric Backus as their head coach, who's been to the College World Series. You know, he's at Michigan. They have Aiden Kanak. They have all this talent all across the board. The talent is there. They have the pieces. They just need to put it together. And on the flip side, with Carolina, in their last 10, they're 9-1. Scott Forbes has built an absolute powerhouse. And it is just, I really just can't stop saying enough good things about North Carolina. And is Scott Forbes the most stable coach for North Carolina in the last 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about all three sports there,
yeah.
He just got the extension, so that was good. But this is a huge series for Clemson. I mean, we touched on it earlier. Like,
huge.
If they want to make any sort of noise in the ACC this year, they've got to win the series and show that. I think their fans will show out this week because, as of right now, fellas, like they're not be hosting a regional. So, and I know that hurts because they love hosting their regionals down there, and it's always a good regional host site too. I love watching a Clemson regional. And life's better when more Carolina teams can host. But the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, I'm now leaning. Like, this is what happens. I lean one way or the other. Now I'm leaning North Carolina just because I think they just, as much as if there's a team that can come in there and kind of deal with those crowds, I think it's North Carolina and Scott Forbes in this bunch. I mean, they're just so steady, like you say. And it's really hard they've been really good on the road too. Like, that's one thing we haven't talked about. They've been, I think 4 or 5 of their total losses have been at the Bosch.
They're 7-0 on the road, Braxton.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they've been very, very steady on the road. I can think in particular in Greenville. I think in particular out in California. Where was the other series they had out there? In Notre Dame. I think that's their 7 games right there on the road. They're true road games. So
their one loss is neutral.
Right.
And that,
right.
and
that's what I'm saying.
And I would even
7 wins on the road is Notre Dame for 3, California for 3, and then at ECU.
Yep.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. 7-0.
Now I'm going to pick Carolina. So
for context, some other teams at the top: Georgia Tech 9-3 on the road, Florida State 7-2, Boston College 9-7. I don't really look at that because there's a skew because they don't play home games for the first month. NC State 2-5 on the road, Duke 3-7 on the road, Louisville 3-6. The list goes down, but Braxton, we want to have our eyes on that one for sure. North Carolina, go ahead.
It's on ESPN2 on Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday.
Good.
So that's cool.
You know what's not on TV? North Carolina A&T at College of Charleston. It's on Flow Sports, unfortunately. You can take a mortgage out for your house and pay for Flow Sports if you want to, unfortunately.
By the way, first time for both these teams on the Pick'em, so be looking for that tomorrow. But neither of them have been on yet, so we put this series, we smacked it on there just because of that.
Love it. A&T at 3-9 in the conference. Charleston 5-7. Charleston 13-9. A&T 9-22. I expect A&T to get 2 double-digit wins this weekend. Duke at NC State. Braxton touched on NC State a lot with the pitching news to Jacob Duden. That's a whole nother story. But Duke has been playing well as of late. I have it pulled up here. Duke actually they have not been playing well as of late. Duke 5-5 in their last 10. They just did have a series win over Louisville to jump them in the standings. They're now 7-8 in the conference. NC State is right above them at 6-6. NC State, Braxton, since that 7-game losing streak, is on a 4-game streak right now. But they do have the major injuries. But Braxton, if NC State can hit and can kind of overcome it with the approach at the plate, I mean, I think this is still a pretty good state team. And Duke, I mean, if Duke can get healthy, but we were also running through the schedule. Duke has a brutal schedule upcoming. So, I mean, if Duke wants to make some ground here, they got to win this weekend at NC State.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, the Duden news today kind of took some spark away from the series a little bit, but it's still going to be a great series. I mean, these are 2 local teams. I think NC State being at home will expect to win this series, especially with Duke's injury that we've talked about numerous times now. But they've been steadying the ship without him. I think they've played really, really well. Obviously, they lose in Greenville the other night, but Caden Smith's been a huge, huge positive for them. I mean, the way they got him in January, I think, late, and just, he didn't really have – I don't think his name wasn't coming up as much as it is now early in the season. But, every time I see a Duke game, he's hitting a home run, it seems like, at this point in the season. So, it should be a good series. I hope that it comes to a rubber match just because I want to see these 2 teams go at it on Sunday for the series. I think that would be huge. Just in terms of for the Carolinas. But I think I'm going to stick with State at home here for my pick.
I think that is a good safe pick. I'm trying to pull up right here. I don't got it. I was trying to see what. Also, Matthew Strand for Duke has been huge.
Oh.
He's batting 333 for them.
Yeah.
He's been an absolute dog. RJ Hamilton as well.
Martinez played better.
Yeah. I mean, also Braxton, this also needs to be noted. I mean, this is a first-year head coach. He's still figuring it out. And I think he's doing a great job. In Braxton, they're missing, you could argue, in contention for ACC Player of the Year if healthy, and Cider Cannon. I mean, he is one of the best players in the country, if not the Carolinas, and they're 24-14 without him. Or, well, he played some, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, good to go for them. Interesting series to watch for sure. William and Mary at Elon. William and Mary, 4-8 in the conference, 12-19. Elon right above them at 5-10, 13-19. Radford at High Point. Radford has had a better year. Braxton, we've touched on it a few times. The Virginia schools in the Big South have definitely gotten better, as Longwood and Radford both sit at 4-5 in the Big South. 19-14 for Longwood, 15-14 for Radford. And Winthrop at Presbyterian. Winthrop 6-0. I feel like they've played a Big South series in a month.
I know.
Sitting at 22-11, 6-4 their last 10. They have lost 2 straight, but hey, Presbyterian has lost 4 straight. Lost by a couple touchdowns the other night. They're sitting at 6-28.
I think they've lost 4 of their last 5 actually.
They
lost the series to Western. They got blown out by Charleston, and they lost last night to Citadel.
Correct. Not ideal whatsoever. Asheville.
Now you can get right against Presbyterian, so you would think. Never know though. Go ahead.
Asheville at Longwood. Asheville sitting at 15-18, 3-6. Longwood 4-5, 19-14. Queens at Stetson. Let me pull up the Gold and Graphite divisions, Braxton. Stetson. What?
I'm pulling it up too. I don't even believe that. I do, obviously, but it's just funny. They don't
Stetson
even have it on
is
the Diamond app.
Stetson is fourth in the graphite division of the A-Sun at 4-7, 13-19 overall.
That's
Queens is 4-8. Yeah, that's not good at all.
a little down year for Stetson, maybe.
Yeah, down. Yeah, I mean they were a regional team last year. They beat NC State in the Auburn regional last year.
Just Stetson's a great program. They've been a great program for like
Yes.
a decade.
So, yeah, unfortunate for them. Coastal Carolina at Arkansas State Braxton. The streak comes to an end. They're 11-1 in the conference, 24-8 overall. Arkansas State 6-6 in the conference, 20-12.
They're
Definitely
sneaky.
What?
They're sneaky. I think the last loss before the streak was to this Arkansas State team.
Yes, I think so too. Arkansas State, they lost to Ole Miss at the beginning of the season. They lost to Ole Miss 6-7. 6-7.
They beat was it
They beat Arkansas 12-4, and then lost game 2 1-0.
They also took 2 out of 3 from Southern Miss.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
But they've lost their last 2 series. They've lost their last. No, so they've won.
They lost to Georgia
State.
State.
Georgia State beat JMU.
They beat JMU. Lost to Troy.
Yeah. Okay.
They just beat Memphis in a midweek, but Memphis is lifeless.
Yeah, give me Coastal, but I think it will be. I think I could see Arkansas State getting a game here.
Yeah.
But give me Coastal.
South Carolina, Missouri. Game's still going on right now. SEC, our SEC championship. Wake Forest at Miami.
Miami, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge series no one's talking about.
This is a big series that's kind of flying under the radar.
Oh.
Wake Forest. Go ahead.
There's another one, sorry, just to interrupt in the ACC that we're not going to talk about, but
Florida State playing right now.
That's a huge series, too, on ACC Network. So.
I turned it on when I was eating my Cheerios for dinner. Shout out Cheerios. Shout out General Mills. That ballpark at Georgia Tech is packed. I've never seen that place packed. I've never seen it packed.
I know that they've got a nice ballpark down there, and it's just been growing with the team's success as of recent. And man, like them hosting a regional this year is going to be cool to see.
Yes, it's going to be absolutely electric. Didn't they host a few years ago when they had that super good catcher?
Yes.
What was his name?
They still have him, Lucky.
No. He won ACC Player of the Year. It was like a top 10 pick.
Oh yeah. Oh, hold on.
I had to look that up.
They're like Catcher U. Like they just breed catchers, man. It's crazy. People are probably screaming it.
Kevin Parada.
Yeah.
He was taken 11th overall by the Mets. He was disgusting. Yeah. He was disgusting.
Really good catchers. There was another one.
Yeah. He was disgusting.
Yeah, that's a good name pool there.
Thank you. Kevin, hold on. We're going to do a little update right here. No, I don't want to look at Kevin Cobbs.
I mean, Von Lackey, too, for them. I know
no worries.
He's been unbelievable for them.
Kevin Parada's in Double-A right now. His career, 236, 39 home runs, 163 RBIs, still for the Mets, Double-A. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry to get off topic. That was
Wake in Miami.
That was a good pull. Wake in Miami. Back to Wake in Miami.
What are you looking for Wake here to bounce back?
I mean, I guess you can call it bounce back, but I mean, you lost to Wake 2-1, and your bullpen didn't give up one hit to one of the top teams in the entire country, and I mean, like I said, it's like they were right there to win that game, and it's like this Wake Forest team is very, very good. The pitching staff is phenomenal, and just their defense is phenomenal. And just their guys have presence at the plate, and their guys are a lot bigger than I thought they were. There were a couple smaller guys. J.D. Stein was smaller than I thought he was, the shortstop. But I mean, this is but I mean, like, this team has presence. This team has presence at the plate, and you feel and like this is they were for sure a bigger team than Coastal. I mean, Coastal's not a big team by any means, but that's just how their program is. But like I I expect them to go down South Beach and take the series. Miami's at 6-6 in the conference. They're at 25-8, 25-8 overall. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Wake Forest 6-4 in their last 10, sitting at 8-7 in the conference. But I mean, I think Wake has the talent to do so, and Tom Walter is one of the best coaches in the country. You could argue. So I definitely think they can go down there and take two out of three.
Yeah, I second that. And one more quick thing on Wake. If you didn't see our 64 analytic chart that we created, like Wake is the top ranked
Yes.
offense and pitching staff in the Carolinas.
Yes.
So like that's all you need to know. Like this team is legit. The metrics are showing it too. So you're right. I mean, I agree. Coral Gables is a tough place to go and win a series. I don't care how good Miami or how bad Miami is. They're probably for their standards, they're probably middle of the road right now. But I think I agree. I think Wake can go down there and win that series.
I 100% agree. Gardner Webb at Washington State, already touched on that one. And then ECU at Tulane.
Yeah.
Tulane. What'd you say?
Nightcap tomorrow.
Yeah. What's up? What's up with that? They play 7:30 ESPN Plus. True. And they play 7:30 ESPN Plus on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday,
11 a.m. local time, I think, or something, right?
I'm not 2. I'm looking at 2.
Oh, I thought they played at like 12 Eastern.
Thankfully. Am I tripping?
Oh, you're so right. Yeah.
2.
I'm thinking of Coastal in Arkansas.
Yeah, no worries. Langston at 4-5, 17-7 overall, 11-5 at home, 6-11 on the road. ECU on a riding a 5-game homestand, 5-game win streak, 21-12-1. ECU at 6-3, second in the conference. They beat the number 1 team UAB, but lost to UTSA. So ECU has kind of put themselves in good position after that bumpy start or bumpy series versus UTSA. Curious what ECU does on the mound this weekend. I'm pretty sure they're just going to announce Norby as the starter tomorrow, then kind of go with it. I would expect Luke Payne to go Saturday. I would expect Luke Payne to start. I really hope that they keep Towers on that midweek to kind of let him rest. He did throw 80 pitches. So I expect everyone to be available besides Towers this weekend. Tuesday, Sunday, I could not tell you who pitched Sunday for the Pirates, but I do know that GVK is doing better, slowly, not ramping up, but that's the positive for the Pirates. And Weber, they're still holding out hope for him, but Braxton and I don't see him coming back.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for the Pirates to go continue on this kind of run they're on. Obviously, you mentioned Tulane. I think it's a series that you should expect to go win, though. I think if you're East Carolina, if you're serious about keeping pace in the American, staying kind of near the top of that league, you've got to win this type of series on the road. And we've talked about how hard it is to win on the road. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how they do. I mean, you're going to see Norby tomorrow. You're going to see Jenkins in some sort of scenario at some point. And that's the thing is like he could win them the series. Like Jenkins is just that good of a pitcher right now. And if there's a deciding game, you're going to want that guy on the mound. So we will see. I think the offense has played. That's the other thing for ECU is the offense has played a lot better over the last couple weeks. You think of Davin Whitaker. Brady Lenahan's been tremendous. I mean, as a freshman standout, Braden Burris has always been Braden Burris at the top of that lineup. So I think they're putting something together. They're in Greenville. So now can they take it down to New Orleans and handle business?
Can they take it down to New Orleans and beat the Voodoo down in New Orleans? Figuratively and literally, can they take down the Voodoo? Braxton, I want to pull up the 64 analytic chart that you made, if you don't mind, because you put a lot of good work into that and love that. True, but
you came up with the idea and want to give you your
This
flower.
is as of these are ranks as of what, Monday the 6th?
Monday, 4/6, yes, sir.
So if you didn't get a chance to see this, go give
I'll
it
let
some.
you explain it, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up here. Here we go.
No worries, brother.
All right, so obviously we're through 8 weeks in the season, so we wanted to give a nice little analytical type chart here with pitching rank on the y-axis and hitting rank. So that's nationally. So obviously, the higher to the top right, the better, because you're gonna see that the lowest towards the bottom is the worst pitching rank, and the lowest towards the left is the worst hitting rank. So, like we mentioned at the top there, Wake Forest kind of being top of both. I mean, they're the furthest right and they're the furthest high. So that's impressive. That was something I did not expect. And shout out to my dad. He actually, as soon as he saw this, he put a future on them. So I respect it. Because he was like,
Wow.
you know what, analytics tell the story sometimes, and hey, I mean, maybe Wake goes on a run and gets hot. I think if you kind of look in that top right quadrant, there's not a lot of surprises there. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that Charlotte's hitting is as high as it is compared to their pitching. I think they're kind of a well balanced team. I mean, look at Coastal's very balanced. UNCW is a little bit better on the pitching side, which we know. Same with Elon. I mean, they're very low on hitting. Citadel as well, like their pitching team. And then you look at like the teams on the bottom that are more hitting, like Upstate, Gardner Webb, but kind of lower on the pitching scale.
All Big South.
Yeah, the Big South is just kind of hanging around there at the bottom. Obviously there's some good pitchers in the Big South. I don't want to discredit them there, but like, it's just interesting to look at this type of thing here because you can kind of see what side of the ball teams are better at and kind of how they compare to other teams in the Carolinas. So pretty cool graphic. Let us know if you like it. We'll do more of these. I think we're planning to do these. It'll probably look very similar, but maybe we pop out another one, or maybe we change the metrics and do like, I don't know, average versus ERA or something, and just kind of do something like that. So we're trying to get analytical on you guys a little bit. And shout out to 64 Analytics. If you haven't looked at their website, it's freaking awesome. Like they do some in-depth stats and some cool looks at college baseball all around the country. So big shout out to them. We used their information, their data, and ran with it. So appreciate them and all that they do for the game. So really cool graphic though. I had fun going through these and making it, Jason.
Yeah, that was pretty neat, and it's just kind of cool to look at the teams. Like you look at Winthrop's, who's having a pretty good season,
Yeah.
and
They were a lot lower hitting than I thought they would be.
Yeah. And Braxton, I think that one thing that this graphic can illustrate that's not written anywhere is winning culture, and I'm saying that because if you look at Coastal, you could argue Coastal. You could make an argument Coastal is the best team in that top corner, and they're lower statistically than all those teams.
Right.
But I think that goes to show I think this graphic helps out Kevin Schnall. Like,
I mean, Coastal's a lot better than the Gamecocks. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, for sure. But like it just goes to show of like if you have culture and you care about winning and you want to win, I mean, analytics can only take you so far.
Yeah.
So
and obviously these teams have played very different schedules. So like I mean, we're at a point in the season though where like you get a good feel for how teams are both offensively and on the mound. But like, where strength of schedule comes in too. Like Citadel's played a tough schedule, so like, obviously the competition they're playing is directly affecting the stats that they're putting up. So it's just an interesting look though. So I you're certainly right. It doesn't tell the full story, but it definitely gives us some cool information.
It does for sure. But yeah, be on the lookout for this. If you're listening, go to our Twitter and Instagram at Carolina Curveball to see that graphic. We did a good job on that. But Braxton, I think that'll do it, sir. This was a really, really good show. Just the two of us. I mean, this one felt very casual, free, just kind of talking ball. Had Kevin Prada pull, which was pretty funny. Pulled up North Kentucky baseball stats. So great show. Looking forward to a great weekend of baseball. Also looking forward to a great Masters weekend. I'm going to be making homemade pimento cheese on Sunday to watch Masters Sunday with some nice club crackers. So I'm gonna have you a nice treat. Huh?
Can I come get a plate?
Yes. Yes, sir, you can. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Cannot wait. Looking forward to my pimento cheese. Looking forward to the Masters. And most importantly, looking forward to the slate. Braxton, before we close out, bold predictions on the weekend. One bold prediction, sir. It can be anything off the top of your head, putting you on the spot. Series, individual, anything.
Ooh. Let's go. I can see. Let's just do it. You know what? I'm going to say Arkansas State takes the series. I don't actually believe that, but you know what? I could see it. I think they've already beat Southern Miss at home. Why not take it to Coastal and win the series? I don't know when the last time Coastal lost a Sun Belt series. It's probably in 2022. But like, why not? Arkansas State's a frisky team. I think that's bold enough, I would say.
Wow.
I said earlier they could take a game, and now I'm just going to say, you know what?
I definitely think that it's possible, and the fact that it's at Arkansas State. If it was at Coastal, I would say.
I'm going to put Coastal as a rule of thumb because as I've stated, when Coastal comes up on a pick 'em, I put them and I move on to the next one. Now, that might be cowardly a little bit, but my bold prediction is that Arkansas State takes it.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That is very, very, very fair, sir. I want to note for the record, my bold prediction last week was correct. Western defeating Winthrop. Proud of that one. I'm going to try to go 2 in a row. Wilmington takes the series at Campbell. I think that the baseball gods are going to even out the CAA race to kind of make it even here. So Campbell doesn't absolutely run away with it. So I think Wilmington takes the series. I think they come to play, and I think Mason Hughes hits 4 home runs of the weekend. That's like 10 for 18. And leads the Seahawks to a win in Bowie's Creek. So that is my bold prediction. Tobin's bold prediction would probably be like Duke win at NC State. So we'll see.
State to go 2-2 this week.
Chalk it up, Tobin.
Yeah.
It was so funny. We asked him on Monday who got one of the Masters. Scotty.
Yeah.
It's like, have some fun, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
But folks, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Masters weekend. Enjoy college baseball. Enjoy time with your loved ones if you are. Stay safe. Have fun. And Braxton, we will see you on Monday. Hopefully we have a fuller barn. Folks, good night. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter at Carolina Curveball. Also TikTok. Braxton does a great job there at Carolina Curveball as well. Discord, join our Discords on the weekends. We talk in there. Follow us on Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. Like, follow. We love it all. Thank you all for the support. It means more to us than you will ever know. Good night. See you on Monday.